this is known as a distributed transaction. So try understanding by this sequence diagram. This is the example of monolithic system. In monolithic system, what happening? There is a user, there is a system, there is a database. You put a order, transaction is started, updated customer table because all the order related tables are going to be updated, updated order table, customer table, all these things, and finally user is going to make a commit transaction. So this system is going to make a commit transaction. It means whatever order has been placed, it is success, and once it is transaction completed, the order is going to be put to the user, and that's all. This is done. It's a monolithic application, so there is no multiple services involved in that, and because of that your transaction is very smooth. Handling a transaction in monolithic application is very simple. But think about now the same above application having the order and customer both as a separate microservices, something like this. User has put a order, there is a conductor. So this particular design pattern's name is coordinator design pattern. I will be talking about in some time. But try understanding how the flow is happening in the microservices. The same business example, same example which we have seen just now in the monolithic, how it is happening in the microservices. User has to coordinate with the coordinator, which is known as a conductor. You don't need to directly go and talk to the customer and service and order microservices. Rather than you just coordinate with this conductor. Conductor is going to communicate with the customer microservices. Similarly, the customer microservices is done. Then after it is making a create order to the order microservices. And once these two are done, then coordinator, which is a conductor, is going to send you that your order is done. So the role of conductor is going to be major in the world of microservices. Think about the Ola, Uber kinds of example also. Each microservices is playing an independent role, but there should be some coordinator, there should be some conductor who is sitting in the middle who is going to manage all these things. So this is the immediate example of microservices of above example which I shown you in the monolithic. So if you understand these two things, then transaction becomes very easy for you. But now under this we have a lots of problem also, lots of advantage along with the disadvantage also. So these all are theory, guys. Even though I will tell you, you will not understand. You just read it out, but high level, you have to maintain the automaticity so that none of the transaction is going to mismatch. Okay. Whatever example you have seen just now on the top, this is known as saga pattern. This is very popular. Saga pattern is having the two kinds of things. One is the coordinator. I will show you. And it might be though here. 2PC, these all are the 2PC related. Saga pattern is of two types. Types of saga pattern. One is with the Kafka, another one is with the coordinator. Yes, choreography and orchestration. This is the two things. Choreography is nothing but event based. The moment anything happened, the event has been triggered and automatically the action is going to be taken place. So now let's come here. The two popular transaction related things is going to be happen with the 2PC, two phase commit and saga pattern. So we'll see the first 2PC. It is widely used for a database system especially. So for a database related things, how it's going to be happen, let's try understanding with this diagram. The coordinator is creating one transaction ID. The moment request came, the first things what coordinator is doing, it is creating a transaction ID. This transaction ID is going to be placed to this customer service when it is updating the customer table. Similarly, it is also passed to the order microservices so that it is going to maintain for which transaction ID is all insert, update, delete has been happened. Customer has told it's prepared. It means the customer table is updated. Order microservices also tell prepared, and then after commit update customer ID and commit order ID. Once the transaction is success, we are going to do this, and finally coordinator is going to get notified all the transaction is done, and then your transaction is end. In middle something went wrong, then what will be happening, I will be showing in the next diagram. But this is how in microservices you can create. This is one of the 2PC commit. Think about that, like you are having you have organized one event, and in that event you have a lots of different guys coming to you. Like one guy is saying that, hey, I'm a tent guy, I'm a cook guy, I'm a restaurant guy, I'm a cleaner guy, all these people are there, right? So based upon the cleaning, you have to notify the other guys to set the tables and all these things. If cleaning part is done, then you have to, based upon the people count, you have to talk to the cook guy that how many heads count are there in this event. So what do you need to do? You have to make sure that you have some sort of control for which event, and you are an event organizer. You might be having a lots of event coming, right? You are an event organization company, so definitely you should have some sort of identification for which event you are talking about all these things. And this is what the coordinator is doing. The moment request came, the first things he's doing, he's creating a transaction ID for that particular request, and based upon that transaction ID he is dealing with all the possible microservices, so that at any moment of time it will be going to the table and it's fetching whichever transaction happened for this transaction ID, please give me attendance, I want to roll back all these things. Yes, you can easily do that. So transaction ID creation is one of the important part in the two-phase commit. Now think about if something went wrong, what will be happening. Same flow, somehow the update customer has notified you that I am failed, and order has notified you I prepared. So one of your transaction has been failed. Now what you have to do, you have to abort the whole transaction and you have to end the transaction. You cannot say that partial commit can be go. No, until or unless your transaction is not 100% succeeded with all the microservices, you don't have any rights to do a partial commit. So these all responsibilities goes to coordinator. You can see that based upon the any failure scenario, coordinator is going to the order microservices and saying, hey, since you have already prepared, but customer microservices has told me that he has failed because of some reason, so you have to abort your this prepared things. You just need to roll back the things. And this is what happening in the online food. If you're using Zomato and Swiggy kinds of things, they are doing the same thing. So if any moment user has canceled the order, immediately it is going to the order microservices, which is going to the restaurant microservices and telling them, please cancel the order. And who is doing that? It's the coordinator. So this is how it's happening, guys. Benefits is there, disadvantage is also there, but the most popular things now this day is the saga pattern. Saga pattern with the choreography, which is more useful, where we are using the Kafka related things. Say, I will tell you that these all things I taught you because you should have a fair idea what is rollback, what is commit, and what is transaction. But when you will be coming in the real time, you are so fresher to understand all these things. If you ask me, you have a command, 100% command to all of this pattern, I will tell you no. Even I don't have, even though I have a 13, 14 years of experience, I don't have all these things. But my intention is to make you sure that there is something called pattern, microservices design pattern. So there's a huge tutorial over there. If you learn about design pattern for microservices, you will be going to see lots of things. There is a separate tutorial, microservices.io. So this guy has explained lots of things I used to follow. Please go through that, bookmark this website. Whenever necessity is there, try understanding the patterns, drawback. These all things, if I teach you right now, to be very frank, it will be not will be with you. Going forward, when you're in a situation, I'm not telling that your course is completed and I don't know you. You be in touch in certain moment of time. You found that Niket, I want to learn something more. Then come to me. I will be explaining you. Think about this saga pattern. This guy has explained you the saga pattern in much better way. What is choreographer? What is 2PC commit? All the things he will be explaining you in a much better way. But when you learn the cloud specific things also, you will be going to the spring cloud things. Then for these design patterns, you can develop a sample application also. But as a part of microservices along with the spring boot, even I didn't prepare for these examples and all. And even though I have that example, there is a lots of complexity involved in that. You will be not understanding it properly. So my suggestion is, do not spend much time to understand right now all these things. Rather than just try understanding, there is something called pattern in microservices. According to your requirement, you will be understanding it. Whenever you have a free time, do watching these all things. The YouTube channel I told you, right, that
Tech primer.
Tech Primer, right? So you go to Tech Primer and type here Tech Primer saga pattern. See, this guy will be explaining you with the complete architecture with the code also, how saga pattern has been done. Yeah, so you will be understanding this guy. He will explain you the Zomato architecture, how it's happening, saga related choreography, how it has implemented part 2, part 1. So there's a lots of things available. If I teach you right now, to be very frank, I'm not so great in this design pattern right now in the microservices side. I got a not much opportunity to work, but yes, whatever I taught you, it's a very base and fundamental for you, which will help you to understand any kinds of architecture, any kinds of pattern, any kinds of tutorial. So that's my goal to you, because no one can say that I'm gonna make you perfect. Especially in the world of technology, things are changing daily by daily. Who knows that after a few years you're gonna get a nano services after microservices. Who knows?
Mm.
So you need to just have that guts. I will be doing whatever it is coming. I will be learning and making myself updated.
Yeah.
So that's all I have, guys. If you have any questions, any doubt, please drop me a mail. You guys have my number also. You have my email ID also. Anytime you can reach to me, even though a Spring Boot application, if you start practicing and somewhere you found that you are stuck, you are not getting that what I teach you, then don't hesitate. Drop me a mail. If it is required in any weekend, especially, I can take you a class also. Sometime I used to have some running batches. If you want that, Niket, I want to join that batch as well, because I want to brush up all these things. Don't feel hesitation. It will be completely free of cost. I will be allowing you to in that. Okay. So don't worry about all these things. I'm always with you. Okay, Vasvi?
Yes, sir.
Take your call on the core Java side. If you feel that you have to learn core Java, then notify me. If you can manage, or if you got someone who can help you with that, please go ahead with that. But learn core Java first before jumping into all these things. Okay. I used to keep enhancing my examples and the knowledge. Based upon that, I also used to update my Git repo also. Whatever examples you have seen in my Git repo, it might be adding and latest things. So keep watching that also. It will be again free of cost to you. You can always open and do whatever you want. Other side, if you want to help me with you the mock interviews kinds of things, the Sana is going to start one mock interview session where I will be helping her to prepare for an interview. I will be asking a lots of questions related to that. and based upon that, she will be preparing for the interview. Other Apache Camel you told, right, Nikhil?
Yes, sir.
So I will be working on that. If I found that I am completed, I will be updating you. Meanwhile, if you got any good tutorial or if you found any good trainer,
Yes, sir.
keep going with that, no worries. But Apache Camel, if I will be in a situation where I can convince you, where I can answer your all questions, at least explain you the fundamental, then well and good, I will be talking to you later. Okay, any
Yes, sir.
further
Sure.
things which you need, I will be starting the Angular tutorial very soon with the Shana. So if you want to learn that also, be in touch. I will be notifying you guys for Angular. If your time permits and if you're interested, you can join, and it will be really a good session. Having a UI knowledge along with the Java, it is much more advantage,
Yes.
because people are now these are looking the full stack developer. Only backend developer is gone. So it's highly recommended. Just have the UI knowledge also. Not only Angular, even React also is fine. Any UI. Okay.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Any question? Any doubt?
No, sir, till now.
Thank you so much for your time, guys. It was a really wonderful journey with
I'm
both of
here.
you.
Yes.
You
Absolutely.
guys really learn a lot,
Thanks.
but don't forget to practice. Keep practicing. Keep doing the wonderful things. Hell, take help if you stuck somewhere. Don't feel hesitation. The homework I'm gonna give you today is create one microservices with employee management and make sure that it is going to fulfill all the requirements. Okay, so in high level, you are having a employee service, create, update, delete is always there. Then I can search the employee by the name, something like ABC. So whichever employee is having ABC name, they all have to list it. So these kinds of things you can do. You have lots of
Okay.
code with you, lots of example with you. If you learn
Yes.
Angular, then I will show you how you can integrate this particular microservices with the Angular.
Angular.
At least the demo class, I will recommend you to join the Angular demo class. There I can show you that how we are integrating the Spring Boot application with the UI services. And if you get interest, you can continue. Else, your call. Okay, guys. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks
Have
for
a good
Thank
day.
you, sir. I too.
bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, sir.